Hello creators, and welcome to the Kearin Video Vault, where we revisit life-changing content from deep within our video archives. What if your negative thoughts and feelings and bad moods and triggers have never had the power to block what you desire? What if you could feel bad and still get everything you want? What if what you think and feel has no power or authority over you unless you give it that power and authority? In this video, you'll rediscover why your thoughts and feelings have no real creative power. Why feeling in Neville Goddard's teachings mean the acceptance that your desire is already fulfilled, not an emotion you have to maintain. And why true mastery isn't controlling every thought or feeling. It's knowing that none of them are greater than you. Because you don't have to think and feel perfectly. You only have to know who you are. Now, let's open the vault once again and rediscover the extraordinary simplicity of creating the life of your wildest dreams. Welcome back to the Kearin channel.
One of you mentioned that you've been told by so many that if you have negative thoughts, that if you're in a bad mood, that if you're feeling bad, you'll never manifest what you want and desire. You're just going to manifest the opposite or contrary circumstances and conditions. Well, we're going to talk about this today and more. Remember, the idea of a negative thought or a negative feeling doesn't block anything. Negative thoughts and feelings don't block your manifestations. In fact, they don't manifest or create anything. Hear this. It's only your assumption that because you had that thought, because you had that feeling, that you cannot manifest what you want and desire. Whew. Do you see? It's the assumption that I'm not creator, I'm not source. So if I'm thinking this or feeling this, this means that that is who I am and I cannot have what I want and desire. This is powerful because remember, you're only ever feeling what you're thinking. And what is a thought? A thought is just information, just an image. It doesn't do anything unless you give it power, unless you give it authority as source, as the creator. The whole idea of spirituality or knowing yourself or being spiritual or knowing yourself as creator is thinking and feeling whatever you think and feel and creating and manifesting what you want anyway. Is knowing that I can still feel it, I can still think it, but know myself as source, as the creator, that I am greater than any thought or feeling or circumstance or condition. This is powerful because remember, what are you feeling? You're only ever feeling source energy. There's only one energy. There's not positive energy and negative energy. Those are ideas. Those are filters or ideas of translating that source energy into some idea of negative and positive. It's only always pure positive energy of love and source. That's what creates. That's what source is. So when you say you're feeling bad and that's blocking it, that feeling bad is actually what manifests it. Because remember what that bad feeling is or that negative thought is telling you. It's just telling you that, hey, I am no longer resonating with that reality, with that version of me or version of reality. That's no longer who I am. This is who I am now. That's what manifests everything, knowing yourself as source. Neville Goddard spoke about this when he said, when I speak of feeling, I do not mean emotion. In other words, the changing thoughts and feelings, positive or negative. It's not about that. He means and he says the acceptance of the fact that the desire is fulfilled. I do not mean emotion, but the acceptance of the fact that the desire is fulfilled. That's what he meant by the state of wish fulfilled. Yes, he talks about feeling is the secret. He even mentions moods in some of his materials. But it was always based on the greater idea that you create from that assumption of yourself as source, as the creator, as the I am awareness of being. Your I am identity, your conviction of who you are is the secret. That's what he meant by feeling is the secret. Your conviction of being. So what you assume, what you define, and what you believe yourself to be creates and manifests everything that you want and desire, not the changing thoughts and feelings. Because remember what the whole idea of positivity is. It's not about having positive thoughts all the time or having positive feelings all the time. That it's about being aware of yourself as the creator. The greater your awareness of yourself as source, as the creator, as the real you, that real identity, as your higher self, the higher or faster frequency or greater frequency that you experience. But you're already that essence. You're already that core vibration, that core frequency of source. That never changes. So that not those changing thoughts and feelings can't change that unless you identify as that, unless you allow it to. So it's not that thought that is negative or that feeling that you judge as negative that's blocking anything. It's your assumption that if you're thinking that or feeling that you're not going to be able to manifest what you want and desire. That's all that's going on there, right? Remember, it's about knowing the truth of who you really are. Knowing the truth of that no matter what you're thinking or feeling, no matter what you're doing or seeing, that you are the creator, you are source of it all, and that you can decide, choose what to experience as your physical reality or as your physical experience. That's power, right? This is what we're talking about. So moods don't matter. And feeling bad doesn't block anything. It's your assumption that that negative thought or that negative feeling is blocking it or keeping everything that you want and desire from you. That creates that experience of non-fulfillment, of not manifesting what you want and desire. Remember, you're already given it all. You are already all that is. So it's not about really manifesting or creating anything. It's being aware of yourself as all that is. And the greater awareness you have of yourself, to that extent you experience that idea of positivity, right? The more positive you are, the more aware you are of yourself as source, as the creator. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin channel and studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, be sure to join us on the Be Something Wonderful channel. We just released a big video there. And we have our 5th live stream this month on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. Look out for the announcements and the links to come. I am your host, Tom Kearin, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. Until next time, creators, we'll see you soon.